Hello everyone, and welcome back to Menace and the Monk. And it's a big video today, big episode today because Joel has joined us. Joel, how are you doing, bhai?
Very good. I'm ready to discuss cricket. What the?
क्या लगता है? By the way, we're recording this on the day of the IPL final. So ये जब तक वीडियो बाहर होगा, winner decide हो गया रहेगा. So you've put yourself on the spot now. Prediction दे दे भाई.
I to feel this is the year of first times. So I feel it's RCB because I always thought like RCB and Tottenham to be similar. I think that yeah, RCB is gonna win because this is just a year of poetic justice. I feel
Yeah.
so. And Punjab, like with due respect, nobody cares about Punjab IPL team, right? So it's
You
like
would be
India.
surprised. You would be surprised to know.
No, yeah, exactly. You have to be surprised about how many people care. It's like India winning the T20 World Cup, right, against South Africa. Like
हाँ.
South Africa has to sacrifice for the more popular team. That's just how sports is. Yeah.
आज बट बाय द वे आई सॉ वो बंदे ने डिजिटल स्नान किया आज पंजाब की टीम के लिए
Oh my
तो
God, that guy is something, right? He did
या
the digital
he was
slam for
performing
Tottenham also.
digital स्नान for पंजाब की टीम so I think it is very close bro anything did you see the video just Spurs का उसने डिजिटल स्नान की
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, now Tottenham are a real club. That's what it took for me.
but bhai congratulations now you've won a trophy after
Yes.
17 odd years how has life changed after that night bro I saw all your videos of you
Yeah.
dancing and everything bhai how has
So
life changed
I mean, I still remember like the last time Tottenham won was I think 2008 or something, and I was at a cyber cafe checking the score. Okay, so I think I was like what not even I was like maybe 10 or 11 years when that happened. So I didn't really watch the match. Also because back then TV, right? So like if मतलब जो cable वाला दिखाया वही देखना है. So there was no really chance as much. And so yeah, I mean, and I still remember seeing highlights. The Jonathan Gate a ranty header which he just jumped over people and it scored. And I think Tottenham were like 1-0 down in that game. But yeah, I always wanted to see Tottenham. Like I'm 28 now. I wanted Tottenham to like win a trophy in my 20s at least because I don't want to be like a 50-year-old guy. I don't know why. So I'm very happy they did it. I was also planning on trying to go watch the match, but the visa was like I think the first date for Spanish visa was 27th May, and I think the
huh.
final was on the 22nd May. So I mean I did have my producer with whom I'd worked before. He's Portuguese now, I think. I don't know. So he did send me a letter and everything, but apparently even the Portuguese embassy would take like 2 weeks. Then people are like try from France and all, and I was like, now it's too much, dude. Like
Yeah,
now it's
yeah.
too much. But yeah.
But
But
at least you went for the screening, na?
yeah, the thing is, I'm not a big fan of screenings. Honestly, yeah, I mean, I generally like to sit at home and watch it because I really like to use Twitter when I'm watching the match because it's very funny to use
Yeah,
Twitter. So I mean, like I said, like these jokes are just like because when you're watching match and you're using Twitter, right? It's so funny because everything happening in front of you is like a setup, and on
yeah.
Twitter it's just punchlines, right? Like I still remember, like some Tottenham was, I think, we considered a goal in like the second minute, and one guy just tweeted like, "What the fuck? I haven't even found a link yet." So I mean, it's pretty chill. So I mean, I really like. So that's my way of watching, uh, like the match. So screening. But yeah, this time I also decided like to go for the screening very last moment because I was like, you know what, let's just step out because I feel like if Tottenham score and I want to like give high fives, there should be someone. So
Yeah.
and there were like plenty people. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
people
great. It was a
people
great
often are
choice.
surprised, Joel कि टॉटनहम के इतने फैंस कैसे हो सकते हैं? अभी तो now you can officially give them the finger ना भाई.
Yeah, but also because I think I was in that first Mumbai Spurs group in 2015, I think. Then I bought an India Spurs membership, I think for 500 rupees back then. So for that, you would get like a scarf, which I'm very sure is there somewhere. Then yeah, and then they'll give you a batch and everything. So yeah, it was great. It was great back then, value for money, and they added you to a different WhatsApp group with all the India's first member. But yeah, but then like I think 1.5 years ago, Tottenham came. Like they visited in Bombay, and they even gave me a jersey with my name on it.
Yeah,
So
you
that
met
was
Ledley
cool.
King and all, right?
I met Ledley King. I met Ozzy Ardiles. But yeah, it was great. Like I obviously like didn't watch them play so much. I mean, Ledley King, sure, like he was part of that team, but really didn't see him play as much as you see like players since like off late. But yeah, Ozzy Ardiles are obviously not my generation or even your generation at all. So for me, yeah, the fandom wasn't there as much. I was just happy to receive the jersey.
I'm not that old. I'm 34 only. Your generation
Okay.
as well. तो ऐसे बोल रहा है जैसे अपना 15-20
अरे
साल का
यार,
अंतर है.
it's like for example, I get very like there are like I really like football fandom, okay, and I truly believe like Premier League is like a global league, so it's like it's not it belongs to it's just world football right now, right? But there are
हाँ.
certain things which I find very like I don't feel that's part like I don't like to say North London is red and all.
या या
Yeah,
या
so
हम लोग जीते हमारा रोड नहीं बना है नीचे और हम लोग ऐसे बोल रहे हैं.
yeah, I still remember I was wearing this Tottenham T-shirt my manager had given to me. This is like 2022, and I just wore it because it was a good white T-shirt, right? And it's mostly hot, and I was wearing it. I was at car social. One drunk guy just comes and like just yells in my ear saying, London is red" or something. I'm like, man, but we are in car. Like, why would you destroy my eardrums for that? It just so yeah, so I think all of that. So for me, that thing I would like for me like I really enjoy United versus Tottenham more because I just know more United fans, right? So I
Yeah.
just know that if I put something on my Insta story, I'm bound to irritate more people. But Arsenal, because actually, if you're a third person, you see Arsenal, you don't think they're bad at all. Like the way they are, like I have a moral problem with teams like PSG, Newcastle, Man City, and all. But I feel like genuinely one of the best run clubs would be Liverpool. I would say. I would like Tottenham to be run like that, even Madrid. I would say to a certain extent because they are also. there's- I mean, there's no blood money involved there. So I mean, like what Newcastle did in the 2023 season was just, bro. They were gonna get relegated, so they just started buying players of the teams which are gonna get relegated. They just
Yeah.
bought Chris Wood from Burnley for 30 million, and Burnley got relegated. Like, and then the next season they just sold Chris Wood. So for me, yeah. So for me, I mean, it goes like that. So I cherry pick which parts of the football fandom I want conveniently.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But fair, bro. Like, but since you mentioned about you want Tottenham to be run like specific clubs,
yeah,
what do you think
yeah.
about Ange bhai? Because I saw your tweet, which I found very balanced. तूने बोला कि यार I can understand Ange in and Ange out both.
Yeah.
I think this is what you said. I am paraphrasing it. I think you
No,
understand
yeah.
the merits of both. But
Hmm.
अगर तेरे को एक side pick करना है, तो which side would you pick?
Situationally, as of right now, I would say Anjin because the reasons to remove Ange is very concrete. Right, his league has been abysmal, and mainly that's the reason, right? But if you're gonna remove Ange for whom right now, like the market for the coach is not that good. It's Thomas Frank is the main guy, and so now the thing is, Tottenham have won after. I see, to be honest, sure, Carabao Cup, Carling Cup, whatever it was called back then, but it's not a major trophy, right? Tottenham have won a major trophy after 42 years. They are in the Champions League, and like right now, they are a very lucrative option for a player if they want to sign. Correct? Like right now, they are in talks to sign Sane and all, which I'm not. I don't know if we should or not. But you don't get into this conversation if you're not in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Now, that part of that package is also Ange Postecoglou, right? Now, if
Yeah.
you remove him and you get Thomas Frank instead of him, who I do feel is a good coach as well, but again, like he's also again a coach with question marks, right? He's not like a. He's not. It's not appointing like a surefire. Like how back then when they got Mourinho instead of
Yeah,
Pochettino,
yeah,
you could see, oh, Mourinho got them to finals, couldn't win. So you got Pochettino got Tottenham to finals, couldn't win. So you get Mourinho, who's known to win finals, right? So looking back, obviously it didn't go as well, but it made sense, right?
yeah.
But Thomas Frank, I don't think it takes the club ahead. It takes sideways, is what
Yeah,
I
because
feel.
because because Thomas Frank has done well at Brentford. Like how is he sure shot improvement on like Ange? Like I get what you're saying. Agar someone like a Javi, like ऐसा कोई ले आते with suddenly big name, oh my god, pedigree आ गया, then you understand like. But tactically, are you convinced by Ange? Because देख final में अपन ने देखा कि थोड़ा अलग खेला, डिफेंसिव खेला. Do you think that
Yeah.
was a conscious effort या फिर कुलुसेव्स्की, मैडिसन थे, थोड़े प्लेयर्स अवेलेबल नहीं थे तो वो फोर्स्ड हो गया? और डू यू थिंक
So I
हृदय
mean, the way Tottenham played in the finals. Sorry.
क्या हृदय
Ha.
परिवर्तन हो गया क्या सडनली कि फाइनल में वो मैं
Nay,
ऐसा?
so the way Tottenham played in the final is how they played in the quarters against Frankfurt, and then they played against Bodo Glimt also similarly,
अच्छा.
and they played against United. Frankfurt, sure, they had to play like that, but against Bodo Glimt, they didn't really have to play because man for man, like Tottenham's team is far superior to a Norwegian team, right? But
Yeah.
they still played like that because I feel Ange wanted to put a system in place where he didn't want to change too many things around. So yeah, there is that flexibility, but again, there is two reasons. Again, here I'm saying there's a pros and cons side to it. I just read a quote somewhere like, if until the final whistle, right? If Ange had not won the Europa, you
हाँ.
wouldn't want him as a manager, right? So what
सही बात.
happened in that one match that changes it completely? That's a very good question. And the second with Thomas Frank is, I feel Tottenham is not a Liverpool, right? Tottenham is not. Tottenham is not a Liverpool. I would say Tottenham is not Arsenal. Also, I would say right now Tottenham is not Barcelona. I mean, I'm
A
trying to find
Bayern.
more.
Yeah.
Like a Bayern and all, right? So Tottenham will not get a Nagelsmann because Tottenham profile is not what it was when Pochettino left, right? So Tottenham will not get a Nagelsmann. Tottenham won't get a Thomas Tuchel. Tottenham will not get a Jabi Alonso after Leverkusen, right? So
हाँ.
Tottenham have to catch a manager like us, like before Nagelsmann becomes Nagelsmann. Right? That season, Tottenham have to catch
Yeah.
managers like that,
Yeah.
right? Like
हाँ.
after Nagelsmann was at Leipzig, right, where he was destroying
Yeah.
teams. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
After that, Nagelsmann profiles become too big. He does not. He'll not come to Tottenham. But you have to catch him at that team before he reach. Getting what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that
I
team
get what you're
before
saying.
he.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that's a bet you make Thomas Frank on, and like you catch him like then, because if Thomas Frank goes to Arsenal and wins something, then again Thomas Frank's profile is too big for Tottenham again.
हाँ.
So that's a fair thought you have over there. But for that thought, the gamble is that you give up an Ange. Uh, that's what I'm saying. It's not very sure, so it's not
It's not,
very
yeah,
easy.
it's not black and white. इतना आसान नहीं है मतलब ये डिसीजन. बिकॉज़ तूने एक चीज़ एकदम सही बोली यार, मतलब कि अगर वो मैच हार जाता, अगर वो फाइनल हार जाता तो पूरी बहुत लोग बोलते सैक हिम, सैक हिम, सैक हिम. अभी वो एक मैच के वजह से आधी स्पर्स
Also,
या
it's
मोर
not
देन.
like Tottenham played spectacularly in the Europa, right? They played
या, या,
average, right? They played like like Tottenham didn't have to, like against United. Tottenham didn't have to play great to win the final. They just
या,
had to play normal to average, and they would have won. And that's what they did, and they won.
हाँ.
So yeah, I mean, I feel Ange's biggest thing is like in the league, he was just not doing well, and obviously Tottenham had injuries and all. But with the injuries, you finish seventh or eighth. You don't finish 17th,
या वही.
uh,
हाँ.
right? And if if a Liverpool manager finishes 17th and with Europa, he gets fired, and
या,
the same happens to a Chelsea manager and an Arsenal manager also. So
या.
then you ask, if Tottenham wants to be in that league, does the same thing needs to happen to them, right? But it's also not. It's also peculiar to Tottenham where they have not won anything for the last 17 years or 42 years. So what do you do? It's that's what I'm saying. It's not a very easy. I feel that and should be in. One is because I don't. I mean, as much as I like, if it's deciding between Thomas Frank and Ange, I don't think that gamble is worth it because sure, Thomas Frank has done with players like Visa and Muembo, and he lost Ivan Tony and still did well and all of that. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's just not convincing for me.
या बिकॉज़ डेफिनिट आंसर नहीं है डैनियल लीवी मेरे को मालूम है क्या लग रहा है कि अगर सपोज़ देखो यार एक बजट तो होता ही है एवरी ईयर एंड स्पर्स इज अ वेरी प्रॉफिटेबल क्लब मैं देख रहा था प्रीमियर लीग में
Yeah.
द मोस्ट प्रॉफिटेबल क्लब इज स्पर्स सो अगर ये समर में अगर हाइपोथेटिकली 70 ऑड मिलियन होता अभी चैंपियंस लीग का पैसा है सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 150 मिलियन अगर स्पर्स स्पेंड इन द समर
No.
डैनियल लिवी ये सोच रहा होगा कि लिसन डू आई वांट टू गिव अ मैन हु आई एम नॉट कन्विंस्ड as my manager 150 million to spend in the summer, or do I take a lot of stick which I get all the time, sack him, get someone who I believe is right for the project? ये वही सिचुएशन है जो टेन हैग का हुआ था, एफए का फाइनल जीत गया, फिर सर जिम रैटक्लिफ को रखना पड़ा उसको,
Yeah.
and then they spent 200 million and these are the players टेन हैग has bought and बेचारा एमोरिम is shadowing. So मेरे को वो सेम सिचुएशन लग रहा है. Do you think there's a similarity man?
It's similar. It's a very similar situation that happened with Tottenham itself in 2019, where Pochettino was there. So again, the word was that like whichever players
हाँ,
did well in the Pochettino era were not the players selected by Pochettino. It was by the management and the scout. So basically, Daniel Levy didn't have faith in Pochettino's eye for transfer. But after Pochettino reached the Champions League final, you can't not buy the
yeah,
players, right? And then
yeah,
he went and bought Ndombele, he bought Lo Celso, he bought Ryan Sessegnon, and he bought Jack Clark. All of them turned out to be bad, right? Like
yeah,
pound for pound, 100 million spent, they all bad, and they got the removed. And obviously, like when you have a 65 million, 100 million two players, you have to play. And the next, I mean, Lo Celso got out this season since then, right? So it's the same thing which Ten Hag faced, this guy faced. But again, that's what I feel. Levy also like I feel Levy can spend and wants to spend, but it's also who he wants to spend with, right? Like if Levy knew that when Mourinho came, he would spend anything, and when Conte came, when in that Conte season after Conte he came the 6 month right after 6 months. So after 6 months, when Conte got a fresh season, like they made a public announcement that Tottenham is gonna invest 150 million from the
हाँ,
NX purse, right?
हाँ,
Because Conte is that manager you trust with the money, right?
yeah.
And Conte is a checkbook manager. But again, that also didn't go well. So it's I mean, what do you do? Like if you gonna keep Ange again, then you have to listen to him, right? But I feel if you get Thomas Frank, you don't have to listen to him. Is
So do you think Thomas Frank is the guy that Levy would want rather than Ange? Because Ange is very staunch,
Yeah.
okay, and so is Levy, okay. Okay, let me just reframe this question. Do you think Levy is the problem right now?
Levy has been the. I don't think Levy is that clearly a problem, as much as people make him to be a problem. Also, like there, it's it's like for example, I don't know how to say like Tottenham fancing Levy is the only problem. It's not true. Like he, there are things he's done. Obviously, under his management, Tottenham has not blah 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 and all of those things. But even when he has spent, the managers has not. So there's it. Basically, people say that uh, if Levy was Levy's boss, he would have fired him like decades ago, which I agree.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
that's
cannot,
actually true, bhai. हाँ.
right? But you cannot obviously do that. But is he a problem? Yes. Yeah, I feel he should have backed managers long time. Like he didn't back Pochettino as much he should have been. But the thing is, even when he's backed managers, they've not done that well. So
Yeah.
it's like, what is the point of backing or not backing? Tottenham not going to win anyways, right? So yeah, and who did Ange sign this season? Uh, who did Ange sign this season?
Because Ange ने तो बोल दिया ना भाई कि मतलब the third season is the best types. तो
Yeah, he's
अभी
just trying to fight for his job. So it's like,
yeah
so
yeah
yeah, I mean,
because
depends. Sorry.
I really want Ange to stay. It'll be an interesting next season. Yeah, just we'll wrap up the video in like in the next 5 odd minutes. Bhai, I just wanted to ask you, what are you expecting next season from Tottenham? Bhai? Because अभी चैंपियंस लीग है, ओके? अब देख, चैंपियंस लीग, आई हैंड ऑन हार्ट, आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, मेरे को तो बिल्कुल नहीं लगता स्पर्स नेक्स्ट सीजन चैंपियंस लीग जीतेगी। ये
I
डिस्ट्रैक्शन
am.
प्रीमियर लीग में अल्टीमेटली, कि आप, because what is the bare minimum you think you want in the league next season? Qualify through the league route, या फिर deep
So
down you,
so that's the thing, right? That's the another thought of getting Thomas Frank. Like now Tottenham is not gonna win a Champions League, right? They are
yeah,
not gonna win a league. So
yeah,
what is next season's success? It has to be either win the FA Cup or the Carling Cup or Carabao Cup. So a success next year would be winning an FA Cup and being a top four, right? Because Tottenham is not gonna win Champions League. Also, the thing is, when is Tottenham ever gonna win the league or Champions League? That answer is also very unclear. But that route is not by firing a coach every 2 years.
yeah,
So I feel so like that's what I feel like. You have to back a coach at some point, right? Which is what Arsenal did with Arteta. Sure, he has not won anything for the last 5 years, but I mean he is building a strong case for Arsenal to win the league. And next year they win the league, right? Because Liverpool won the league with the least point this year. So it depends that way as well. The thing is, you want some manager to stay for 5 years if you want him to create a squad.
hmm,
And a man, I feel a team's true quality is seen in the league and not in the cups. All right, that's why you have Matka, like you have Crystal Palace winning the Carabao
FA
Cup,
Cup,
and you had
FA
Newcastle
Cup,
win,
hmm,
but exactly.
yeah.
So if you want to do very well in the league, I think Thomas Frank is your answer. But again, what is Thomas Frank gonna win you a Champions League? No. Is Thomas Frank gonna win you a Premier League? Also, he's not gonna do it. But is Thomas Frank gonna win you a Carabao or an FA Cup? There are strong cases. But then Ange has already done that. So he's
Yeah,
not offering anything new.
Dio.
But what Thomas Frank does it, if for the next 2 years he gives Tottenham continuous top four, then again the profile is built, I feel, for like a Nagelsmann or I don't know, someone like a Tuchel to come and, push it somewhere. So I guess whoever Tottenham, if they fire Ange, they want to take someone who studies the ship so much. So it's not an easy answer. That's why they have not given anything out. But I just hope Ange stays, man. I just feel like it's worth it. Then Tottenham get a shot at a fairy tale where they get some manager who's never won. Sorry, they get a manager who comes turns it for 42 years, goes on to win the league, Champions League, something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, yeah. I feel that's my thing. Like it's better to have him. But yeah, obviously a lot of tactical issues also with his play.
Yeah. Just one last question. Do you think Harry Kane आएगा वापस कभी Spurs?
No, and I don't think it's fair
Because
for him
उसने भी
to
लीग
come.
जीत लिया, उसकी भी ट्रॉफी हो गई, आप भी वही सीजन जीते हो. So, do you think now he comes back? Because I think one of the reason why he left, or probably the biggest reason was कि भाई मेरे को कुछ जीतना है, मेरे को लगता नहीं Spurs में हो पाएगा वो.
Yeah,
और
I feel like nobody will be sadder this season than Harry Kane. I feel right because winning the league with Bayern Munich is nothing. Like it means nothing. I like if like Son. I feel he should also leave Tottenham this year. If you actually
अच्छा,
see because what will he play for next year? Right, he's not playing for the Champions League. He's not gonna play. Tottenham not gonna win Premier League and everything. So, but if you ask Harry Kane, like, would you want? If, would you have stayed at Tottenham for 2 years if you get to win the Europa? Of course. Like
so you
Son just
so
by
you're trying to say कि Kane would have picked a Europa with Spurs over a Bundesliga title with Bayern. तो ये
hundred
कह रहे
percent.
हो? अच्छा.
Don't you think he would have done the same?
I don't know, because I don't bleed white na, because I don't believe that North London is white and all that. So,
No, it's not like that. Let's say Harry Kane has been there for Tottenham for since he was 10 year old, right? He's an academy
yeah, yeah.
person who wrote. So you
Yeah,
spend
it would
21,
mean
20.
more. It would mean more to him.
It would mean more. And winning the Bundesliga, matlab, I'm very sure if you make the list of players who won Bundesliga playing fringe positions for Bayern, it's countless list, right? Like I went to the Allianz Arena this year, and just the number of players you see, so many random players like Eric Dyer who got that medal. So it doesn't mean much, but Winning a Europa with Tottenham, it's massive as a player if you get to do it. Like so, yeah, that's what I would think. And I feel with Kane, Tottenham would have also finished higher up in the league, so he could have
Yeah.
been part of something. Yeah,
Guys, you let us know in the comment section what do you think? What was bigger? What would Harry Kane have picked? Playing in the Bundesliga and winning it, or winning the Europa League with Spurs? I side with Joel. I think winning with Tottenham the Europa League would mean a lot more to Harry
yeah, I
Kane
think it's the
especially.
easiest question in the world. Winning Bundesliga is like okay, if it was winning the La Liga, at least something. It's
Uh,
like Pochettino went and won the League One with PSG. Like, what have you won? You, it's just that I feel so.
cool,
The
bro. Joel,
thing,
thank you so much for your time, man. Before we end this video, your top four for next season already. I know June ही है और किसी ने कुछ signing नहीं किया है. But this
top,
is वही
नहीं नहीं
random prediction.
United ने किया ना. They got Kuna and they're getting Muembo also. Who
हाँ. Liverpool have signed
Muembo?
Frimpong and apparently Wirtz हो रहा है, Kirkez हो रहा है.
Oh, 130 million. See, my question with the 130 million is like, how many 100 million players have done well, right? I think
Yeah, that's
Declan Rice is the only case, but
who's the only
yeah,
case?
Declan Rice, I would say,
Declan
right?
Rice.
Is the
Bellingham.
only. Matlab, didn't win the Champions League, and that's what you spend so much money, right, for them. Did they
He
win the
won the
league this
Champions
time?
League in his first season, na, with Real Madrid.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, then he might have. How much was he paid? Bought for 100 million?
100 mil, exact 100 odd million.
Yeah,
Would you
so
say
maybe that.
Caicedo? Would you say Caicedo 100 million good signing? I think he is.
I haven't seen Chelsea so much, but once you say 100 million, it's big, man. Like in my head, Gareth Bale used to go for 100 million,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
okay, Neymar was sold for 240 million, which makes no
uh,
sense.
yeah.
But like for me,
Coutinho.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think the 100 million price is a demand price, right? It's not value price, right? If
yeah.
if four people want a 75 million player, it becomes a 100 million player.
Sure.
If two people want a 100 million player, it becomes a 130 million player.
Yeah.
It's very risky. But for Liverpool to go after Florian Wirtz for that much, also where does he play? He's an attacking eight, number eight, right?
Yeah, he's a 10, 10. Yeah, attacking midfielder. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's it is. What do you think of him?
I'm moving around with the semi these days, bro. Like, uh, I'm very excited, bhai. If this happens, I think this is a signing which we've rarely made. Liverpool hardly signs a
Marquee.
superstar per se. Like we
But
make
Florian
them.
Wirtz is not a superstar, right? He's not a Jude Bellingham signing money,
I
right? He's
think it
still
will
two
turn out
seasons
to
old.
be like that, bro. I think it will turn out to be like that. This is like I am damn excited if it happens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
But
because
prediction:
I'm
who
a
do
heavy.
you think is going to win the league by?
I think it's. I would not be surprised if Arsenal win next year. If because again, like, is Liverpool gonna win the league again? I don't think so. Uh, uh, is City gonna win the league again? Also, I don't think so, because City will finally have that end of an era 2 3 years now. Arsenal have that rubbish three at the back system, which can become four, which ultimately, like, it's like I feel Arsenal play football like how Gukesh plays chess, like where both are very boring, but it's literally the person who makes the less amount of mistakes goes on to win. So it's a time of less attractive play, uh, players and teams winning bigger things. So yeah, I
So
would say,
to end the video, I just want to do this.
man, I don't know. Like, see, the thing is, I have, I mean, with chess, it's like I don't like that part of chess because I also I was at Budapest last year
I
at the
saw
chess
that.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you can also see there's a picture of me and all of those things. Like, I don't get why there is so much respect in chess for. Like, I feel like you snatch out the sporting part of it. Like, come on, it's like you won, you have to be able to emote. Like, it's not disrespectful, or it's like you just won. If you lose and you can't put a frown on your face, then what are you? And also, like, the whole world of chess is very much like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't get it. It's like if you win in chess and you do this, it's disrespectful. What? This makes no sense.
yeah. But
And if
you
you
know what I
lose,
love? How sexy and controversial and how much limelight now chess has got. You know, like suddenly, you know, जब वो drive to survive जो भी हुआ था F1 का, suddenly everyone's talking
hmm,
about F1. अभी मेरे को लग रहा है
yeah.
chess has got that eyeballs, which I absolutely love, bhai.
So that's I feel also happening one because see Magnus Carlsen is like Tiger Woods, right? He's bigger than the sport. Like he used to go and like kick off Real Madrid's matches and all, right? I don't know if Gukesh is gonna ever be doing that at the Bernabeu because yeah, I don't want to say much about it. But like Magnus Carlsen has the charm and larger than life persona, I would say. Like even when he enters the arena of those chess and all, people and so now he's bigger than this. And then you have Indians, if they become a fan of anything, our number is just we are more people than the whole of European continent, right?
Yeah.
And the chess is mostly Europe and India right now, and obviously Russia I think is banned by the federation. So yeah, I mean, so it's like the largest continent, so largest population of people, the most chatty people versus minus Carlson. I feel I think the chess world would have really loved that Gukesh won it because you just get so many more audience, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right, and then he's having an issues with Magnus Carlsen, so that's great. Otherwise, like 5 years ago, like who was the last world champion before this? What was his name? Ding Liren. Not many Indians cared, and if Magnus Carlsen, so yeah, it's great. It's great for chess, but I feel like I think it's I don't know. It's like unless Magnus Carlsen is there, people will care. But I feel if once Magnus Carlsen goes, I feel only Indians will care.
So, अगर
So that's
if Gukesh was a footballer, if Magnus Carlsen was a footballer, who would they be? If Gukesh was, ऐसे दिमाग में आ रहा है, I know I've put you on the spot.
no. Magnus Gukesh, it's very easy to tell. Like Gukesh has a style. He's exactly like Arsenal. He's a very Gukesh is more like I will not make the winning move, but I will not play the losing move also. I will just wait for you to play the losing move, and I'll win. That's a very if you see any most of his game, it is just waiting for the opponent to make a mistake. Carlson has right. So if you see Gukesh is uh, uh, again, this is what I from what I understand chess. Okay, so if you see Gukesh's strengths, it's very known. He's a very conservative, strong defensive player. His weakness is he does not have the attacking flair of obviously Carlson, you would say, but even of an Arjun Erigassi and all, who I really enjoy watching games as such. So like that. Uh, so if you ask me who Gukesh should be, then he has to be like a number six ball winner player or something like that. Like
Enzo Fernandez types?
I've not seen Enzo Fernandez so much, but who's more of a traditional number six or some who I've seen like I would say like somewhere close to like Henderson or something
Oh,
who's
okay.
like so I feel that's the reason, right? You have I mean he's a very like people don't like him as a World Cup winner, right?
Okay.
It's very obvious. Like Magnus does not like him as a World Cup winner. Like if you give him a chance, if you ask question about Magnus, who do you think deserves to, who would he want to be the World Cup winner in the Indian crop? He would say like Pragnananda easily because he really likes Pragnananda. Pragnananda's games are also very. Uh, he's more dynamic as a player, right? He has more of an edge in his game, like an Arjun Erigassi and all. So yeah, so there is that controversial where people don't like because they are like, oh, all of those things. But he's won it fair and square,
Yeah.
and I don't like Magnus complaining because he himself decided to not be part of the World Cup, right? Of the World Chess Champion. Then you have to shut up at some point. You cannot be like the chess has nothing for me anymore. You play, and then you're not winning also, and then like whoever wins, you just throw shade at him. No, you have to be a bit more graceful.
Yeah.
uh, just because who you like didn't do it does not mean like I don't know. It's and I don't know like yeah.
But
It's
Magnus
just
Carlsen कौन सा फुटबॉलर रहेगा तेरे हिसाब से? जैसे
I
गुकेश
would
को
say
you
more like Robert Lewandowski, like very well rounded, where just
अच्छा,
does the right.
okay.
Lewandowski is pretty fast as well and can head the ball, can almost finish with both feet. has not much weaknesses. Can yeah, Magnus Carlsen as a game like it's like he plays a very perfect version of chess, and yeah, so that's the thing. Like he can attack, he can. So yeah, it's which yeah. So I enjoy chess politics as much because it's such a non-expressive game while you play. So all the tensions are outside the board, right? It's like
Yeah, that's
darts. The
so true.
whole thing
That's
is
so
just this. So you're just like, yeah, it's interesting. And also, like, I just feel like Europeans are not that nice people.
On
I feel,
that controversial note,
yeah,
let's end this
I,
video. This video has
I
been
feel they
great.
are.
Because
I
we-
feel the Europeans are bitter, and like even when De Bruyne said, not one person I know watches cricket.
huh.
Yeah, so what? Like it's I mean only America plays basketball, only America plays baseball, only it's fine. Like Europeans also have this thing that only what they think is culture is culture. How whole of Europe is dying. Hungary's economy is gone to shit. Most of the Euro yeah, it's great. I like Europeans suffering a lot. I just feel like it's the world coming back. Coming back. It's a
we,
years
we,
of
we
colony.
started we started with IPL prediction, then we moved to Tottenham, then we've gone to chess, and we've gone to
Yeah.
European politics. Joel,
I love it.
pleasure,
I
bhai.
was in Europe. I was in Europe for 45. I know you want to end this, but I'll finish.
Deri
It's
bolna
like
bol.
I was in Europe for 45 days, and you can see like the whole of Europe's culture is it's either holding. It's just aggressively trying to hold on to their glory days, man. Like look at our buildings, look at this thing. Like I just feel like if you truly see Europe, I feel they have a high sense of unemployment energy. Like, oh yeah, tomatoes are good. Just shut up, dude. So what? Like, what do you mean? It's it's like yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had fun in Europe, but it's also like at some point you're like, yeah, like, but yeah, obviously it's beautiful and it's nice, and I like to go there sometime again. So I want my visa, so don't kill me on that. But yeah,
All right, guys. That was Joel ki Vishesh Tipniya about everything,
yeah.
which included a bit of Ange as well. Guys, let us know what you thought about this episode, this video. Of course, I mean, you guys all must be knowing his YouTube channel, his social media handles, but it's still mentioned in the comment section.
Yes, follow
If
me,
you
guys. It's important. Yes.
Yes, if you haven't liked, subscribe to his content as well, please do that. It's all mentioned in the description. Joel,
Thank
thank you so much
you.
for your time, man.
Thank you so much. Like and subscribe this channel and comment for the
Do you do you
algorithm.
do you know which channel are you on right now?
Menace and the Monk.
Yeah.
But once again, like you are a professional full-time sports presenter.
Gee,
So now my thing is, if somebody wants to get into that, I'm not
yeah,
asking how to take a job, but how
yeah.
does somebody become a sports presenter?
You got an intern, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, I
look at
interned
you
in
hiding your
2014.
way. Sorry,
I
you
I
intern?
in 2014,
Okay.
11 years back. I
But I've been seeing you on TV forever.
yeah, because I interned for like last 14, 15, 16, and then I got the gig.
So once again, what do you have to intern as a producer?
You intern with whatever gig you get, and then you work your way up to what you want to do.
Nice. So you were doing this at Sony.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
at Sony only.
Cool, cool, cool. Sony will see me as an intern soon. And cool.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Thank you
Cheers.
so
See you
much.
guys.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. Bye bye.